Hi everyone. So I came on with a video last night that was a bit unexpected. And at the end of that video, I said I was going to be coming on again with another video. So here I am with whatever messages want to come through here. Now, it did occur to me that in one of my recent readings, I got the sign of Aries and I got the state of Kentucky, which I know is so random and so specific, but that's what came out in the middle of that first reading. So I also want to set the intention for this reading that we weave in some messages related to those kind of trigger words, those keywords, if you will. I don't know exactly how that's going to relate for you or if it relates at all, but I am going to be channeling through many other messages as well. So we will just see what wants to come up here. But for some reason with that Kentucky and Aries energy, I'm getting some highly passionate energy, something about someone returning to their roots. I keep seeing this like man in my mind's eye with like really tan skin and kind of like light brown hair or like sandy blonde, light brown hair that's like kind of shaggy and like sort of long. I don't know if I'm describing someone or someone in a person's life that's listening here. I know that's very specific. For some reason, I'm also seeing a silver necklace, and it looks like it might be a silver cross necklace, but I'm not entirely sure. And I keep seeing like someone's eyes. I keep seeing blue eyes for someone. And what I get is like someone watching or someone being very fixated on you. And there's like this passion, but it's also kind of like a feisty energy. That's the best way I can describe it. It feels very intense. This energy that's coming up here feels passionate, but it also feels frustrated in a way. Maybe someone frustrated with you or with a situation, or I'm hearing wanting to be closer to you. Interesting. We'll see what comes up here. Yeah, the high priestess. So you are haunting this person. What I'm getting is they don't really seem to be contacting you in the physical or having much contact with you, but you are haunting them because they are experiencing you as the high priestess, but they are coming up as the sun in the reverse position. So what I'm getting from this person, I heard Taurus, someone could be a Taurus here, but I'm getting a very grounded energy from this, but almost like more materialistic as well. I feel that this person is very heavily focused on the physical aspect of their life, which of course there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel that this is someone who is not necessarily tapped into their own spirit or their own heart right now. I feel like their own spirit guides or like the universe, God, whatever you personally connect with, the divine forces guiding their life are trying to get them to open their heart and to open their spirit. And I feel like that is why they met or connected with you. But the thing is, I feel that they began treating you like the solution or treating you like the savior, and you began to sense that burden subconsciously. So you may have pulled back from this person. By the way, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a friend, a platonic connection, whatever. But what I'm getting is this is someone who was quite literally in awe of you from the moment they saw you and felt drawn to you. And then I'm hearing, I'm so lucky to have met you. This is someone who feels like fate brought the two of you together. And in a sense, that does seem to be true here because it feels as though you did experience this fated meeting with this person, but not for the purpose that they think. They think you met in a fated way so you could somehow like be their savior or like be their spiritual guide or be the one who like awakens them and fixes them and heals them and saves them and all these things. But you were just meant to be the high priestess, to be the one who mediates between them and their divine higher self that they are meant to then connect with themselves. So it's like I see you trying to show them the path to connecting with their higher self. Like you're gesturing to this path and saying, look, this is how you connect with this higher version of yourself. But instead, I feel like this person is asking you to be the one to connect them with that higher version of themselves rather than them doing the work themselves. And so that placed a kind of burden on you where I feel ultimately you had to set boundaries or pull back, or you maybe didn't let this person get close to you until they were showing you that they were doing the work, which they weren't. And I feel like there was this frustration, but I'm hearing passion with nowhere to go. I feel like now they have all of this pent up passion for you, but it has nowhere to go. They're still feeling haunted by your energy. They're still feeling you so strongly, and they don't know what to do about it, even though what their higher self would say is what they need to do about it is turn inward and awaken themselves and heal themselves and allow this shift internally. But I feel like they've been very resistant to that because, again, they've mostly been focused on their life from a superficial, materialistic, purely physically focused level. But I'm hearing that they're still in awe of you as well. That's what I'm picking up from this person. And you really do haunt this person's thoughts. You haunt their dreams. It's like they're in this state of trying to forget you. Maybe they took some kind of stand or cut you off or made like a statement in anger or in passion or blocked you or something like that because you refused to be the bridge for them. But now they're still feeling all of this passion for you. Yeah, with the King of Wands in the upright position. And we just keep getting tons of fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries here as well. What is this card that's just randomly in the deck turned around? The 10 of Wands in the reverse position was randomly face up in the deck, even though all the other cards were face down. So I'm going to take that as a sign. And this has the 10 of Wands in the reverse position showing releasing some kind of burden or letting go of something. Yeah, I feel that you had to let go of the burden of trying to merge this person with their higher self for them. You refused to carry that burden. And as a result of that, there was this frustration on this person's end, or something fell apart here. And I feel like they're still very kind of like frustrated and pessimistic about that, but they can't stop thinking about you either. And that's why they're still showing up in your energy field. I do feel like this is someone who may reach out and try to communicate with you with the Page of Cups in the upright position. Specifically, if they get into some kind of an emotional space where they're feeling more emotional than usual, this person may somewhat spontaneously reach out to you in some way. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, but right now they seem to be very imbalanced at the moment with the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse position. And again, I'm getting that a lot of this comes from them somehow overextending themselves when it comes to the physical realm. Like it feels like they have too much on their plate or too much requiring physical focus for them. But they really, I feel like this person, they're going to have some period of time where things slow down for them physically enough that they are able to really see themselves more clearly and feel their own soul, feel their own heart more vividly. And in those moments with the 9 of Cups, I feel this person is really going to recognize that you were like this wish fulfillment for them, that you were like this kind of dream come true that they forfeited because they weren't willing to do the work themselves and keep up with you spiritually. That's what I'm getting really strongly. Now, I have to reshuffle the cards because I'm getting like a totally different thread of energy. Now, of course, whenever I pick up on a thread of energy, it could apply to something happening within you internally. It could be something with an external opportunity, an environment, a friendship, a relationship, someone from your past, your present, your future. So take it however it's connecting. But I keep picking up on the energy. If I'm being honest, it's a bit of a strange energy. And I want to be very delicate in how I approach this because it's a very complicated kind of situation. And this won't be for everyone, but I'm picking up very strongly that there is a person, an energy that really has their eye on you, but they seem to be connected with someone else at this time romantically. So there's a bit of like a love triangle situation, but I feel that you may not even really be aware fully of like the extent of this person's feelings for you. I feel like it even borders on like obsession, like how much this person thinks about you or feels towards you. And I feel that there was some kind of hint or sign recently where like you kind of began to catch a bit of a sense of how deep this person's feelings for you could possibly go. I'm hearing you may have thought it was just like a light crush or like a slight maybe admiration that this person had for you. But I feel like there was an interaction or something that happened recently, or maybe it just struck your mind, like your intuition was nudging you like, hey, I think that this person's feelings towards me might be a lot more than they are letting on. And that's just what I'm getting for some of you listening. And I feel that the complication is this person seems to be connected to someone else romantically. And I'm getting the Hierophant card, like in my mind's eye. When I say connected, I mean like this could be a long-term relationship or a marriage, or I get the sense that there is a lot of like family or societal structure involved on both ends. Like it feels as though their lives are very interwoven. Like, I don't know if like both of their families are involved or an institution, or there's like a very strong shared community. There are shared finances, but somehow as I'm channeling into all of these things, I keep seeing that like it looks like this person is entrapped. And I feel like that's how they feel in their own mind. Like they feel like they are entrapped because they are so intertwined with this person, not just in a romantic connection, but there are so many, I'm hearing like rules and obligations and other people and responsibilities involved that it's become very heavy. They feel as though they don't really have necessarily the choice to leave, although of course they always do technically have that choice, but they feel very tied into whatever system and structure is like holding this connection together, but then they seem to be strongly fixating on you at the same time. Now, of course, I know this won't be for everyone, and like I said, it's a very complex kind of dynamic. I don't really know who I'm speaking to or what I'm picking up on here, but I just feel that this is coming up in the reading because for someone listening, you may have become more aware of this person's feelings relatively recently, or maybe you always kind of suspected that there were some feelings, but you didn't really know how deep those feelings may have went until now. So can I get any other information about this particular person? Oh yeah, with the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, I feel like they present a perfect picture of their relationship or connection, or like the bond they're in romantically, or the other person presents this. But I feel like there is so much heaviness. Like this person feels deeply overwhelmed. They feel like they're at their breaking point in some kind of way, or really going through a dark night of the soul. I'm hearing secretly this person has been waking up. They've been going through a spiritual awakening. But the thing is, they're not really allowed to wake up. And what I mean by that is there are many people and things and forces around them that are still asleep and that would feel threatened by this person if they were to fully wake up and unplug themselves from the matrix, so to speak. And so there are a lot of people and forces around this person trying to keep them from going through this spiritual awakening, but it's happening anyway, but mostly secretly. I feel like this person feels burdened because they're beginning to awaken. I'm hearing to corruption. Maybe there's corruption in like their system or their belief system or their family system, and they're beginning to open their eyes to that. I'm hearing because this person has a very soft and open heart. So they are very sensitive to injustice or corruption, and they're beginning to pick up on that and speak up about that. But the system doesn't like that. It's like they're awakening so much that they're realizing they're beginning to become a threat to the system. And this is especially why they are so drawn to you, because they know that you are a high priestess kind of energy. Even if they don't have the words to describe that, they recognize that you are a safe person to discuss these kinds of fears and this awakening that they're going through behind the scenes when they feel like they have no one else in their life currently that they can actually discuss this with. I heard parallel soul. Wow, okay. This is getting really deep. So what I'm picking up on here is you and this person are what I would call maybe parallel souls. This could be a twin flame for some of you, but when I say parallel souls, I mean You walk very similar life paths, and you actually have been walking very similar life paths. In fact, I feel that you and this person could both trace back your lives and see that there are so many similarities. There are similarities in your experiences, in the ways that you think, the ways that you were brought up, family systems you may have been brought up in, like ways that you changed over the years. But the thing is, I feel that when you went through your spiritual awakening, you went through it like out in the open. It was chaotic. It was messy. It resulted in a lot of goodbyes. It resulted in you needing to completely uproot your life and all of the structures in it. Whereas for this person, although you are parallel souls, so they are also questioning the matrix, questioning maybe their belief systems, their family systems, all of these things, just like you may have questioned those things in your own life. But the thing with this person is all of that is happening internally. It's like a pressure cooker in a way, because they're holding all that energy within themselves, but they feel like they have no one to vent that energy to. And they're afraid of completely uprooting their life by fully speaking their truth or discussing the changes that they're going through. And this is why they're so drawn to you, because when they look at you, they see someone who has gone through parallel experiences, or they're sensing that on some level, who had the courage or has the courage to speak their truth. I feel like you are someone who is not afraid to live by the energy of your own truth, even when it's messy, even when it's chaotic, even when it leads to maybe the end of certain friendships or connections or relationships. You still value expressing your truth above all else. But I feel like part of this person is still hiding. They're still trying to avoid conflict. But what I am getting is they're reaching this breaking point where they're no longer able to hide. That energy has built up so much within them that it's beginning to really show on the outside. And it is starting to create conflict with people around them, particularly with this one dominant person or relationship that could be a lover or a romantic person or a spouse or something in their life who's very much still a part of this system. And so I feel that this person's soul is drawn to you because they're really looking for their own freedom, if that makes sense. And something about connecting with you, or even just perceiving you or thinking of you, seems to give this person courage. It seems to remind them on a deep level that just like you have found freedom, they can find freedom for themselves as well. Can I get any more information? I just keep hearing like parallel souls, but one is still trapped in the matrix. That's what I'm picking up on here. Yeah, with the Three of Cups in the reverse position. And the Knight of Cups. I feel like I'm picking up on gossip. Maybe the people around them speak negatively or gossip about you if they're aware of you. That doesn't have to be the case. That will only be for those of you who are aware of that. That won't be for everyone. For others of you, and by the way, if that does happen, I see this person like standing up for you and defending your name, defending you amongst these people, because I'm hearing they really believe in the good in you and see and sense the good in you, which, by the way they're able to sense your open-heartedness is because they themselves are very open-hearted, but they're surrounded by a lot of superficial, very materially focused people who are still plugged into some kind of matrix. I'm hearing a false paradigm of love. It's almost like the people around them will say that they love them or that they love other people, but then the behaviors that they're exhibiting are actually a false paradigm of love. It's like the opposite of love in real time, even though they're calling it love or saying that they have this love. But this person themselves is someone who does genuinely have a lot of love for humanity, for other people in their heart. And that's how they're able to correctly perceive when someone else holds love in their heart as well. That's also why you yourself are so triggering to this system, because someone with a true open heart is very triggering to a system that is built on a false paradigm of love, because it triggers them to focus and to focus on themselves, essentially. And it triggers them to notice the contrast between your open-hearted energy and what they are calling open-hearted within themselves or their system that really isn't feeling like love. which by the way is a huge benefit that you are having on the planet by living in the energy of love, by keeping your heart open, just by living in that example. You are creating this kind of like litmus test where other people are naturally able to see through illusions of love because you are carrying such a powerful, true, authentic frequency of love. So with the Eight of Swords, yeah, I really pick up on this person feeling like very trapped at the moment. They aren't going to be this way forever. They are working their way out of this. And I feel you on a spiritual level, whether you realize it or not, you are guiding and encouraging this person spiritually, like in the quantum realm, in the astral realm. You're guiding them into their own freedom here. Can I get any other information? Yeah, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse position, I'm hearing they'll have to walk away from the illusion of happiness to truly find authentic happiness. So I feel ultimately they will be unplugging themselves fully from this kind of matrix system that they're in and moving towards their own authentic happiness. But this is going to lead to needing to uproot the illusions of happiness, things that they were pretending were bringing them happiness or fulfillment that were actually causing them to feel entrapped. So I'm going to pull a few more cards here, but first I want to let you know that in addition to these readings, I create powerful subliminal meditations to help you shift your energy and magnetize yourself for your desires. So personally, I have been using subliminals for years now to manifest in my own life, and I'm now so passionate about sharing my own library of subliminals with all of you through my app, Sound and Soulful. So on this app, I have over 130 subliminals for every area of life, for physical appearance, for love, relationships, soul connections, energy clearing, manifesting specific things, money, business, and so much more. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you get access to any subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options, just according to your preference. You can also create your own custom private playlists, and you can read the affirmations while you are listening. So specifically, I would really recommend my Break No Contact Subliminal if you'd like to manifest contact or interaction from anyone in your life or from your past. I have received more powerful, positive testimonials from this subliminal than from any other one I've created so far. So many people are seeing results from using it, and essentially it works with your subconscious mind to just shift the energy you are exuding and emanating to make you more receptive and open to positive forms of contact and communication from people that you desire to hear from. I have heard the most amazing stories from people using this subliminal to manifest contact. For example, I got a story last week from someone who had manifested contact from a person they hadn't heard from in 8 years, who reached out to them seemingly out of the blue after they meditated with this subliminal. I also heard a story from someone who actually had someone unblock them after having them blocked 2 years and then contact them after they meditated with this subliminal. So I've heard some amazing stories. I would love for you to try it out free for yourself, see how it works for you. You can try it free for 7 days by creating a trial account in the app. And again, the link to download the app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's see from the Burning Heart Love Oracle what this person wants to say to you, because I feel like they're very silent towards you, just like silently fixated on you, silently aware that the two of you are parallel souls or are going through parallel experiences. I knew you were the one when I met you. And I heard spiritual experience. I feel like this person had a literal like psychic or spiritual experience around you or around meeting you that they never told you about. Like where you may have just lit up in some kind of way, or like they may have had a dream about you or something. I feel like they got a very strong indication that they have this strong connection with you. I ran because I wasn't ready for you. I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. Yeah, this person loves your smile. They love seeing you smile. I feel like this might be someone that you go long periods of time without seeing or communicating with. And I feel like they really look forward. For some reason, I'm seeing them like watching you talking and smiling with someone else, but they're like watching you from across the room in some kind of way. It's like they just love seeing you smile, even if they aren't the one making you smile. I can't let you go. I don't know how to handle my emotions right now. Yeah, this is someone very conflicted because they can't take action yet in their mind on what they're feeling because they're very much still tied into either this other connection, this relationship, or this whole system that's preventing them from moving forward. And yet they're saying, we're meant to be together. I will wait as long as it takes for a shot with you. Yeah, this feels like someone who is thinking very long term here, like very much in the long term, hoping that and even daydreaming about the idea that one day the two of you could have a chance to explore this connection further. Yeah, I feel with the goddess of the moon, this person, I'm hearing they feel your spiritual touch. It's like they feel your presence spiritually, maybe when they're sleeping or when they're alone. I'm hearing they sense how powerful you are in the spiritual realm. They fight for you as well with the hostilities card. I feel like I mentioned this earlier, but this is someone who would always defend your name. If you ever came up in any kind of a negative way or anyone was ever trying to gossip about you, this is someone who would immediately jump to your defense no matter who was saying those things about you. It's like they have this deep sense of loyalty to you because they can feel your heart with Angel of Love in the upright position. They feel that you are someone who has a very open heart, someone who loves very unconditionally. Can I get any more information? Yeah, with the third eye chakra, their intuition is like on fire about you. It's like almost screaming at them about you is what I'm picking up on here. And I really feel that is actually what is catalyzing the spiritual awakening that is taking place within this person behind the scenes. Is like this, it's like in the spiritual, you are somehow a guide for this person, even if you don't ever really communicate or see each other very much. You are guiding them spiritually into their own, I'm hearing free thought, like freeing their minds, becoming more open-minded, following their heart, allowing themselves to awaken. And I'm hearing allowing themselves to question the system, because I feel that whatever system they're in, whether it's a family system, a belief system, whatever this is for them, I feel that the status quo is not to question the system, but their heart is so open that they're noticing like corruption or inconsistencies within the system that are naturally causing them to question. And I feel like your spirit is like giving them somehow permission or courage to question the system. That's kind of just like what I'm picking up on here from this person. So I know that these past two readings have been very nuanced and, of course, only take what does feel good and aligned for you and connect with your own intuition. But I am going to close out this reading here. So I hope you have a beautiful remainder of your day. And as always, I will connect with you here again in the next reading.